My wife demanded I apologize to her male best friend after I caught them flirting in 3 a.m. text messages. When I called him on speaker, he asked, "Is the dumbass asleep yet?" and exposed their months-long affair that destroyed our marriage. The emergency call that shattered my marriage came at exactly 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday morning when I stumbled to the bathroom half asleep and noticed the blue glow emanating from Victoria's phone on our nightstand. I'm not usually the suspicious type. Honestly, never had time for that kind of drama in my 8-year relationship. But something about the constant buzzing and vibrating made my stomach twist like I'd swallowed broken glass. Call it male intuition or just plain paranoia. But when your wife's phone is lighting up like a Christmas tree at 3 in the morning while she's supposedly sound asleep beside you, you don't just roll over and count sheep until dawn breaks through your bedroom windows. The messages flooding her screen were all from Diego, her so-called childhood best friend from high school, who had recently moved back to our city after his messy divorce from his college sweetheart. You know the type, the guy who always seemed to find convenient excuses to text her during our romantic dinner dates, who would show up at our house unannounced with expensive coffee from that boutique place downtown just because he was thinking about her, and who somehow always knew her work schedule and personal appointments better than I did after living with her for 3 years. The same Diego who had this annoying habit of calling her beautiful every chance he got and making inside jokes that deliberately excluded me from their conversations during family gatherings and social events. "Can't wait to see you again tomorrow night, gorgeous," followed by 3 kissing face emojis that made my blood run cold. "Nathan's working late again, isn't he? You looked absolutely stunning in that red sundress at lunch yesterday. Couldn't stop thinking about how perfect you looked." Each message felt like a physical punch to my solar plexus, and trust me, I'd experienced plenty of those during my amateur boxing days in college. But this emotional devastation hurt worse than any physical blow I'd ever received from an opponent in the ring. The casual way he mentioned my work schedule, the intimate compliments about her appearance, the obvious planning of secret meetups while I was supposedly oblivious to their growing connection. When Victoria woke up the next morning around 7:30, stretching and yawning like she didn't have a single care in the world or any guilty conscience weighing on her mind, I was already sitting in our kitchen nook with her phone placed directly in front of me on the granite countertop. The evidence was right there, glowing like a neon sign advertising her betrayal in downtown Las Vegas, impossible to ignore or rationalize away as innocent friendship. "Morning, sweetheart," she chirped cheerfully while reaching for her favorite ceramic coffee mug, the one with the little sunflowers that we'd bought together during our anniversary trip to Tuscany 2 summers ago. "You're up surprisingly early today. Did you sleep okay? We need to have a serious conversation," I said calmly, sliding her phone across the smooth surface of our breakfast table. Her face went through more dramatic color changes than a mood ring exposed to extreme temperatures, first draining to an ashen pale, then flushing bright red with what I assumed was embarrassment, then back to ghostly white again as the reality of being caught hit her like a freight train. But instead of the tearful confession I expected, instead of the heartfelt apologies and desperate pleas for forgiveness that I thought would naturally follow such overwhelming evidence of emotional infidelity, you know what she did? She immediately went on the offensive like a cornered animal protecting her territory from a perceived threat. "You went through my personal phone without my permission," her voice pitched higher than a dog whistle trying to summon every canine in a 3-block radius. "Nathan, how could you possibly violate my privacy like that? I trusted you to respect my personal boundaries, and you completely betrayed that trust by